Hi guys, Al Smith here. Welcome to the fifth lesson in the second segment of the defense course. Today we're going to talk about situational suit preference signals. Last week we talked about suit preference signals on your first discard. This week we're going to talk about suit preference signals that occur in special situations. There's actually quite a few of them, and this is a quite valuable technique. So let's go ahead and get started. What is a situational suit preference signal? Okay, it generally occurs when there is an inconsistency in what you see in the play of the cards or cards you see in the dummy that changes the information that you want to give. Okay, there's several different inconsistency triggers. The first one is cards you don't see in the dummy. And in this particular case, it's when they have a singleton or a void, which tells you the information about the suit that has been led, which has a singleton or void, changes what you would normally want to tell your partner. The second is when card that's played doesn't match what is expected. And there's several of these, and you have to be pay close attention to the cards that your partner plays and what you play in order to detect when this occurs and take advantage of the information that's being conveyed. Let's look at a couple of suit examples of an example. Okay, partner's opening lead. And when the partner opens lead in the suit, the dummy has a signal or a void in that suit sled. And we'll just assume this is a suit contract. All right. Now, the attitude signal is what we would generally give in response to our partner's opening lead. We're going to assume that they made a power lead, and the dummy comes down, and there's a singleton or a void. All right, what do we know? It's a suit that our partner wants to develop, and it's asking us if we have complementing cards in. Okay, when we see a singleton or a void in the dummy, and this is a suit contract, it changes the meaning of that. Instead of telling our partner about the suit that's been led, because it really doesn't make sense anymore, it's obvious that we cannot win additional tricks in that suit. We want to now not give the attitude signal, but change to giving a suit preference signal. This really should be a no-brainer. Okay, so but based upon what we see, we can determine that the attitude signal as to whether we want to continue that suit or not doesn't make sense anymore. So it makes perfect sense to change from giving an attitude signal to a suit preference signal. So we'll talk about this in more detail. What signaling methods that we use? One that we're going to use consistently throughout the entire defense arena is that when we want to give a suit preference signal. Now, this doesn't apply to the first discard, but in all the other situations, when we play a high or a highish card, it points to a higher ranking suit. When we play a lowish card, it's going to point to a lower ranking suit. Okay, and why do I use the terms highish and lowish? Because we're going to be limited on the number of cards that we have available to play. So, as the partner of as the partner that's receiving the signal, sometimes it'll be a little bit difficult to determine which suit your partner is pointing to. So, by having a point using pointing to a higher ranking suit or a lower ranking suit, and paying close attention to the cards that are in your hand and in the dummy's hand, it can be a little bit easier to determine which is being pointed to, a higher or lower. Okay, and if it's pointing up towards two suits, which suit you're actually pointing to. Okay, let's take a look at different situational suit preference signal situations. Okay. All right, now the various situations where change in the signal type takes place can either be applicable to no trump contracts or suit contracts. Most are actually applicable to both. Okay, but I wanted to point out in summary form which ones are used in which type of contract. The first one is a non-power lead in a preemptive suit. Your partner, let's say, opened a week 2 in spades and then proceeds to make a non-power lead. Well, what do we know? We know in this particular case that our partner made a week 2 in spades with a pretty not so good suit, okay, and doesn't think there's a good opportunity to develop tricks in that suit. So if they play low, they're pointing towards a lower ranked suit. If they play a middle card, now see, power leads say that they will lead an ace, a king, a queen, or a coat at 9 or a 10. So what we're talking about is something that's probably lower than a 9. So high. So if they play at 8, would be if they lead the 8, that would be pointing to a higher rating. This is a special situation based upon the fact that your partner is preempted and then not made a power lead. Okay. Also associated with this is that when your partner does make a power lead, specifically when they have the ace, king, queen, they're going to lead the queen first. Okay, and then when that trick lead wins, they're going to lead the ace or king to tell us which suit they want to have led to them if the opportunity presents itself. Likewise, once you note that your partner wins with the queen, you're 99% sure that he has the ace and king also. So when they lead the ace or the king, making it 100% positive that they are giving you a suit preference signal, you also give a suit preference signal on the second trick if you have 2 or more cards. That way you're both communicating to each other at the same time. Okay, general situations are dummy has a void or 1 card left in the lead suit. Okay, and this can apply in both no trump and suit contracts. Okay, let's assume that your partner makes a power lead. Okay, and it's a suit contract, and the dummy comes down, and there's a void in the suit that your partner has led. Okay, regardless of whether he led the ace, the king, or whatever, it's no longer relevant whether your partner or what cards you have in that suit, because they're not going to be able to take tricks as long as the dummy has trump. Okay, so it doesn't make sense to give an attitude signal at this point in time. So what we're going to want to do is give a suit preference signal. All right. When you lead a suit for your partner, well, this can be on the opening lead, or it can be on another lead later in the hand, where you're breaking this, that you're leading the suit to give your partner a ruff. It can be the first time that suit's led. It can be the second time that suit's led. It can be the third time that suit's led, where you are almost sure your partner no longer has cards in that suit. The card you lead tells your partner, the card you lead for your partner to ruff tells your partner what suit you would want to have led. Okay, and that's because we're talking about a ruffing situation. It only applies in suit contracts. One of the things that, one of the times that we change from an attitude signal on an opening lead to a suit preference signal is when we cannot beat the card that's played by the dummy. For example, your partner makes a development lead in spades. Against a suit contract, leads the 4, and the 10 gets played from the dummy, and you have nothing higher. So there's no reason now to tell your partner whether you want that suit continued or not, because obviously you do not. Because by playing a card lower than the 10, you're telling your partner you don't have anything in that suit that would justify a continuation of that suit. So what makes sense? Change from an attitude signal to a suit preference signal. Okay. In the 4th seat, when the declare or dummy has led a suit, okay, then this is typically on the first lead of that suit, the defenders give count signals. We'll talk about count signals next week. Okay. However, it really doesn't make sense for the second defender to give count unless it's obvious that the count signal is needed. So instead of giving a count signal, we're going to give a suit preference signal. And we'll touch on that this week and when we talk about count signals. And that applies to both no trump and suit contracts. Okay. Also, when there is the declare hold up play. Okay, and this applies generally in no trump contracts because, and we'll give you a situation. Your partner leads the king from the king, queen, jack, and plus another 1 or 2 in a particular suit. Okay, so your partner has no trump contract. So your partner, by leading the king, is implying they probably have the queen, jack, and maybe more in that particular suit. Okay, and the dummy comes down and has, it really doesn't matter, comes down and has 3 cards in that particular suit. Okay, and you're sitting there and you've got 3 cards in that suit. So the dummy plays low because it has nothing, and you don't have the ace, and the declare doesn't take the trick. All right, it's obvious from the opening lead that your partner doesn't have the ace, or else he would have led it. Therefore, the declare has it, and you know that the declare is holding up, playing the hook, not playing the ace, hoping to interfere with the communication between your partner and you. Your partner then proceeds to play the jack of spades, okay, telling you that that's the bottom of their sequence and that they have the queen, and lo and behold, it comes back around to you and have 2 cards left in the suit. Okay, which card you play is a suit preference signal. We'll talk about each one of these examples in more details. Okay, there's another particular case that occurs, and it is related to when the contract ends up to be at the 5 plus 1 plus 5 plus diamonds or whatever, 6 or 7, and you have the ace king. Your partner has the ace king, or you have the ace king in that particular suit, and you're on opening lead. Whether you lead the ace or the king is a suit preference. It has a particular meaning. Okay, and instead of the ace signifying that it's that they want you to give which card you lead, ask your partner to give a specific type of signal. If the partner leads ace, they're asking you to give attitude. If they lead the king, they're asking you to give count. And we'll talk more about those when we get to count signals. All right, let's look at a couple of these in more detail. There is the one where our partner preempted, and then we expect, and it's on the opening lead, what we expect is that our partner is going to make a power lead. So if they don't make a power lead, that's the trigger. Okay, if they lead a low or middle card, it implies that our partner preempted in a pretty crappy suit. Probably has only the queen, and maybe not even the queen in the suit. I've been known to preempt cards suit with only a jack because of the obstructed value. The obstruction that the amount of obstruction it puts in front of the opponents. So in this particular situation, if they let a high card, if your partner is pointing to a higher rank, they let a lowish card, they're pointing to a lower rank. Okay, and these are pretty easy to detect as long as you're paying attention to that particular situation. Okay, another is where we have your partner or you have the ultimate sequence. They've got the ace, king, queen, maybe the jack, 10, 9 too, who knows? But in those situations, we know that the partner or us are always going to lead the queen. When that queen wins the trick, we had really expected that the opponent is going to win the trick when the queen is led. But when that queen wins the trick in the suit contract, it tells us, or even in a no trump contract, that our partner has the ace or ace and king also. So when they played their second card, which is in itself a suit preference signal, because of the lead the ace, they're saying, hey, if you get the opportunity to lead me back a higher ranking suit, or if they play low the king, they say lead the lower ranking suit if you get the opportunity. You will know that that gives you the opportunity of also making a suit preference signal by playing a highish card on the second trick or a lowish card on the second trick. So it's a perfect opportunity for both of you to be telling each other what suit you would like to have led to you. Okay, the next is when the dummy only has a void or one card left in the suit in the led suit. Now note that this applies to all tricks in a suit contract and only to tricks after the first trick in no trump contract. The reason it's after the first trick in the no trump contract is because we use a special signaling system in no trump contracts on trick 1. Okay, we'll talk more about this in the lesson on no trump signals. Okay, and when it occurs in typically when your partner has a suit, and when the dummy is faced, the dummy has a singleton or a void. Okay, and it can occur when the suit is led by either defender after the first trick. Now, after the first trick, it is what I would call the capability to give this signal is persistent. Let's say that your partner leads the ace on trick 1 in a suit contract, or even the ace in a suit contract, or even no trump. Okay, at that particular point, we're going to give the attitude signal in a suit contract, and in a no trump contract, we're going to give this special signal that it's called Foster echo in a no trump contract. We'll talk about more of that later in another lesson. Okay. Now the dummy started out with 2. Okay, so on the first trick, the first card is played. All right, your partner then leads the king. Okay, now the dummy only has 1 card. The present card in the dummy is 1 card, so that's a single. Okay, you've already given your partner information on the first trick in respect to the quality of the suit and whether you want to have that suit continued or not. Okay, on the second trick, because there's only 1 card left in the dummy, you're going to give a suit preference signal. So in this situation, because the dummy has only 1 left, the most valuable thing you can tell your partner, since you've already given them attitude is what suit you'd like to have led to you. So this is kind of a difficult one to grasp, but if you keep your eyes open and really pay attention to that, it becomes pretty easy to detect and to use this as part of your defensive signaling system. And again, high-ish, you're looking for a relatively at a higher ranking suit to be returned to you, and low, a lower ranking suit. Now, it's really important that when you see that the dummy has a limited number of cards, let's say 2, starts out with 2, that you pay attention to the cards that are played, because that will help you then determine what the signal is. You led the ace, now you're leading the king. Okay, you need to pay attention to the cards that have been played so you can tell whether the card your partner plays is highish or lowish. Okay, and if, for example, your partner plays the 4 on the second trick, you need to know that, well, it's probable that the 8 and the 4 are outstanding, because the 4 then would be lowish. Now, if the 4 and the 3 are outstanding, okay, and they play the 4, it might be highish, but it depends on you paying attention and noting which cards in that suit have not been played. That's hard to do because you're keeping track of the spot cards, the low cards that have been played or haven't been played in the suit thus far in the hand. Difficult task to have that level of focus and to remember that. But it's another level of refinement to the game, and if you can do it, it will help tremendously in the use of this particular signaling technique in this situation. Okay, and it's used by both defenders, not just one. Okay, because let's say that your partner makes a development lead and you take the lead. Okay, and then you lead the suit back when there's only one card left in the suit. Okay, and that your partner is not going to win the trick. Let's say the declare is going to win the trick and the dummy only has a singleton left. Your partner is going to be able to give you a suit preference signal in that situation. Okay, let's look at this one here. The partner has led a suit for you to rough. Okay, now when they lead a suit for you to rough, the card they're leading is a suit preference signal. Okay, and pay attention to that, because this will give you a lot of information as to the card or the suit that your partner would like to have led back to them. Conversely, if you lead a card for your partner to rough later in the hand, and you have available to you the capability of giving a suit preference signal, do so. Now, it occurs in either defender's seat, depending on the play of the hand. Okay, so again, it's the highish and the lowish. Okay, the third seat is unable to cover. This actually happens quite a bit. Okay, and it's a fairly common situation. We'll have that example later on. But a partner in the third seat, your partner makes a development lead. Let's say against a suit contract, and they lead the 4 spades, and that would either be fourth from a 4+ card suit, or third from a 3-card suit, signifying they've got the ace, king, or queen. Possibly could even have the king and queen in that particular suit. Okay, so they're trying to establish that suit so they can take a trick. The 10 gets played from the dummy. Okay, and you can't beat the 10. Okay, so your partner's saying, do you have the touching honor? in an implied touching honor in the suit that I led. You have the ace, king, or queen. Obviously, you don't. So it doesn't make any sense to give an attitude signal anymore. What you want to do is give a suit preference signal. Let's take a look at the example here. Okay, against a suit contract, your partner leads the 3. Okay, and the 10 is played from the dummy, and you've got the 9 and the 4. Well, it should, seeing this, it should be intuitively obvious to you that what card you play, that giving an attitude signal here doesn't help. Okay, for example, if you're using attitude, 9 would say don't continue the suit, a 4 would say continue the suit. That information is useless because you know that you can do nothing to help your partner in that suit to develop tricks. However, given that situation, you can tell your partner what suit you would like to have led. So we look at it here and we say, well, we've got the ace, queen of spades, and it's sitting behind this king of spades. So we know that we want to wave a flag and scream bloody murder, partner, please lead a spade. So how we do that? We play the 9, a highish card that says, hey, partner, lead spades to me, because it's the higher ranking suit. If we played the 4, it would say, hey, I would like you to lead a lower ranking suit, the diamonds or clubs. And what the declarer would have to do is look at the dummy and in their hand and see which of those 2 suits that you were asking to be led. Okay, but this is a very, very nice suit preference signal, and it occurs quite frequently. Okay. Now let's talk about hold-up communication. Let me get this up. Okay. All right. Now, in the hold-up communication, it generally occurs in no trump post trick 1. Okay. It generally doesn't occur in a suit contract, but it does in a no trump contract. And let's look at the particular situation we have down here. Your partner leads the king of hearts, okay? And you see the ace, 10, 3 in the dummy, and the declarer plays the 3. All right, what does that tell you? It says that the declarer, because they didn't take the ace, is holding up playing the ace to disrupt communication between you and your partner. Okay, and on that first card, you're going to play the 7. This is part of the Foster Echo. We'll talk about that later in another lesson, but you'll have the 9, 4 left. All right, so your partner then leads the jack, showing the bottom of the sequence, and the declarer plays the 10 from the dummy. So you're pretty sure your partner's got 5. You started with 3. The dummy's got 3, so you're pretty sure the distribution of that suit is 5, 3, 3, 2. Okay, so you've got the 9, 4 left. Well, obviously, there's no purpose in giving more information regarding attitude, quality of the suit. We've already done that in response to trick as part of trick 1. All right, so now you have the 9, 4 left. Okay, which card do you want to play? Well, if you played the 9, it would say that you want your partner to lead spades. Do you want spades left? No, you may have jack, but it really is not. Does not have trick-taking potential. What you really want to do is tell your partner that you want to have clubs left, or a lower ranking suit. Okay, now, so you're going to play the 4, and your partner's going to note that that's a lower ranking card, and that this is a situation, a hold-up situation. Okay, and it says, hey, partner, I'd like you to leave a lower ranking suit. All right, now, your partner says, okay, you want to have a club or a diamond. They look at the dummy and they have both exact same values. All right, your partner's in a quandary. Okay, they're just going to have to continue to collect more information to see what your partner wants to have led. Okay, it's not always specific in what suit needs to be led, but we'll at least whittle it down from 3 suits to two suits. Okay, that concludes the discussion of the basic situations where this applies. Let's go ahead and go to Shark Bridge, and let's discuss the hands that we want to, the Shark Bridge hands that are in today's lesson. Okay, here's the first hand. All right, let's note the bidding. Our partner is south, that's us. Okay, and we preempt week 2, we bid 2 hearts. Now we've got 6, 4, 6, 8 high card points. We've got 2 lane points, so we got 10 points. That's not a bad number of points for week 2. Okay, the quality of our suit isn't real good. Now, if we played traditional week 2s, okay, we'd need to have probably 2 of the top 3 honors. But if we're playing aggressive week 2s, okay, which many people are starting to play in today's game, what you're really signifying is that, and it can be done with a 5-card suit, is that you're trying to obstruct the opponents, get in their face. So in this particular situation, we open 2 hearts. Okay, West doubled, indicating that they have probably 12 plus points, maybe more, maybe a lot more. Okay, and your partner passed, denying that they wanted to push the preempt. And East jumped to 4 spades. So what do we know? We know that they probably have game-going points. Okay, and that East probably has a long spade suit. So what do we want to do here? Okay, we look at our hand, which, like I said, a pretty nice hand. You know, making a power, we can't make a power lead in hearts. We lead the queen of hearts, it's not a power lead. It says, here, take my queen, chop off her head. Okay, so, and we don't want to lead clubs because we don't want to lead away from ace king. We really don't have anything in diamonds to lead. We don't want to lead trump because it's a singleton. So what do we want to lead? We want to lead a card that's going to tell our partner that we want to have clubs returned to us. So we're going to lead the 3 of clubs. All right, and the dummy comes down. Okay, so our partner goes, hey, my partner did not make a power lead in the suit that he preempted in. Okay, so let's look at the our partner's hand, and lo and behold, fortunately, our partner has the ace. Okay, now note that there was a singleton heart, but because our partner going to note there's a singleton heart. Okay, our partner can give us a suit preference signal if they don't take the trick. But in this case, our partner actually wins the trick. Okay. All right. Now, our partner can count. So he knows that we probably have 5 or 6, and more than likely 6 hearts, that we start with 6 hearts. So he goes, well, there's been 4 played. My partner's got 5 left, that's 9. 10, 11 says, the declarer has 2 hearts. He makes a note of that. He says, well, I can see that if I lead another heart, the East, the declarer, is probably going to be able to take that heart trick or trumpet in the dummy's hand. So it doesn't make any sense to lead hearts, but my partner led the 3, and he's pointing to a lower ranking suit, which is clubs or diamonds. Okay, and in this situation, he looks at the dummy and says, well, if he wants a suit led diamond, does not make a lot of sense because I can see the king queen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lead clubs. So he's going to lead the four of clubs. All right. And the four of clubs is actually a suit preference signal also. Okay. In that he's saying, he's this is a lead of a new suit. He's leading his second best. Okay, so he leads the four, and we note that we've got the 3 and the 5, and we look over there at the dummy, and there's 8, 9, 10. We've got 4. That's 8. Okay, and the declare plays the 2, and we can see that our queen is going to be good. So we play the queen, and the 8 gets played up. Now note that we have the 2's been played, 8's been played. Okay, 3, 4. All right. Now we know that the 6, the 7, and the king are outstanding. Okay, actually the 6, 7, and king of clubs are outstanding. So we lead the ace of clubs. The 9 gets played from the dummy. Our partner plays the 6, and the declare plays the 7. Now, what we have just seen is that our partner either has the king of clubs left or has no more spades. We know that for a fact based upon the signaling system. Okay, so it does us no damage. So what we're going to do is we're going to lead another club. And if we take a look at this, we can lead the 5 or we can lead the 3. Okay, if we lead the 3, this is a suit preference signal, says I'd like to have a diamond returned to me. If we lead the 5, it tells our partner that we want to have a heart returned to us. Now we're leading a card for our partner to potentially rub. So we make the decision that if our partner has something in hearts, maybe we can get our queen promoted to take a trick. So we lead the 5, indicating that we'd like a higher ranking suit returned to us. So you see that this whole process is a continuum from trick 1, where the card that your partner plays has meaning. The card that you play has meaning as the type of signal and what you want to have done, and vice versa. So you lead the 5, 10 gets played, and lo and behold, your partner roughs the trick. Now, what is your partner going to do? Okay, your partner now says they've got 2 hearts. Okay, and it says, well, I really don't have anything in hearts, but I don't know what my partner's got. Maybe my partner has the king of hearts left. We don't know. So he says, well, I'm going to go ahead and lead the 8 of hearts. So he leads the 8 of hearts, and lo and behold, the dummy comes out. The declare takes the king. All right, and now really everything, and he's going to throw away his club because he's got the ace, king, jack. They've got all the diamonds. They've got all the spades. So now they're going to be able to take the rest of the trick. But lo and behold, because we could use our signals to tell each other what to do, we took the first 4 tricks. Now you go, how often does this occur? Well, today we played a hand, and this type of situation occurred, and we took the first 5 tricks against the 3-level contract because we were able to communicate in this particular fashion. Okay, which was, it was a real joy to play just because we were able to talk to each other and tell each other what to lead. Let's go ahead and look at the second example. Okay, in this particular example, West opens 1 club up here. This is West opens 1 club. Our partner bids 1 diamond. East bids 1 heart, and we pass and comes around, and the opener bids 2 clubs. It goes pass, pass, pass. What do we know? Well, we know that West, the opening bidder, probably has 13 plus points and probably 5 plus clubs. and they don't want to play in no trump. So they have somewhat of a distributional hand because, they're really denying having a blocker, potentially a blocker in diamonds also, because if they had 5 clubs and 12 to 14 points and a blocker in clubs, they would bid clubs, bid no trump. Okay, and what we know about East Hands, well, they've got 6+ points and they've got 4+ hearts. So we also know they probably have less than they have less than 12 points, because if they had 12 points, that would be 12 plus 13 is 25, and they would be exploring games. So East probably has somewhere in the neighborhood of 6 to 10 points. Okay, so what are we going to lead? Well, to begin with, we don't want to lead hearts, because we don't want to lead away from our king. We don't want to lead clubs, because we don't lead a singleton. In trumps, in the trump suit, typically we don't. Like always, there is always an exception to every rule. Okay, now, and we don't see anything particular attractive about those spades, but we think back and say, oh, our partner bid a diamond, so we want to lead a diamond. So we're going to lead diamonds to our partner, and we're going to try to tell our partner to begin with that we really don't have much in diamonds. Okay, so we're going to lead well, actually, our partner is going to be on opening lead. Let's come back and look at that. If we were going to make the opening lead, we'd lead the 4 diamonds. Okay, so let's look at what our partner's got. I'm going through this same sequence again. Okay, our partner, it becomes a pretty easy decision. They've got the ultimate sequence of the ace, king, queen of diamonds, so they lead the queen of diamonds. And we go, okay, we're going to play the 7, because we're going to say, we want you to switch suits, because we don't have anything, we don't have a touching honor in relationship to the queen. Okay, and we're going, well, let's see if our partner wins that trick. And our partner wins the trick, and we go, oh, our partner has the ace, king, queen. All right, now our partner, we look at our hand, what card are they going to lead second? Well, they've got the king of spades, so they say, well, yeah, I'd like to have a spade return. Okay, so our partner plays the ace of diamonds. Okay, now we note that and say, oh, he's playing the ace of diamonds, so he's pointing to a higher ranking suit. Okay, the higher ranking suits are hearts and spades, right? So our hearts and spades. So what we're going to want to do is point to the suit that we want. So clubs are trump. We've got diamonds that are being led. Clubs are trump. The lower ranking suit is hearts. So, okay, the higher ranking suit is spades in relationship to the suits that have been played. We take the trump suit out of the equation. So there's only 3 suits. Diamonds are the ones being led, so that's not included in it. So what do we play to tell our partner that we'd like to have a heart led? We play the 3. Okay, and our partner goes, aha, the 3. I've noticed that the 2 have been, I've got the 2 in my hand, so the 3 is low. All right. Okay, and we see that that the jack is there. The 8 gets played from the declarer's hand. All right, 8 diamonds have been played. Okay, it's easy to count 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, and our partner says, okay, my partner has played started out with the middle card, indicating, and then he played up, which is actually pointing towards played a low card. Okay, pointing towards well, let's see, I played the wrong card there. Let's come back. Oh, they played the 3 on the second trick. Okay, that's right. Correct. Play the 3 on the second trick. Okay, which points towards the lower suit hearts. Okay, now my partner plays the lower suit. Okay, so now he knows either his partner has and he looks at the dummy and says, hey, the dummy's got an ace, queen of hearts, and I know that my partner now wants a heart lead. So he says, I can lead the 3 or the 2. Okay, which card should he lead? If he plays the 2, he's pointing towards, actually, in this case, if he leads the 2, he's pointing towards spades because it would point through diamonds and through clubs to the spade suit. If he leads the 3, it actually points to spades because, we've taken other suits out of the equation. So no matter what he leads, he's going to be pointing to spades. The one that's more obvious is to lead the 3, the higher of the suits. Okay, and he's leading through the strength of the dummy. Okay, and the declare says, well, I need to be able to, I don't have anything that I can develop to throw the cards off on. My suit that I would like to be able to do that is hearts, and says, well, I'm going to play, he plays the 10, and lo and behold, we play the king. We've taken our trick. And we note that our partner is probably looking for a spade back. So we can now lead a spade back. And now the declarer has to make up his mind. He looks, says, I've got, we'll show all the hands here. Okay, the declarer really doesn't have anything that he can develop to throw away the cards on. He could take the ace of, he could take the ace of spades and say, well, okay, I can see if I can win his problem is he has to draw trump, okay? And let's assume that he's going to try to develop things so that he can throw away the two spades on the 2 hearts. The only way that he can possibly do that is to win the ace of spades now, play the ace of clubs, okay, and then hope for the king of clubs to drop. Or he could say, well, we're going to take our chance and hope that the clubs break and the hearts break. So he comes up and he jumps up there and he takes the ace of spades. This is actually the best line of play that he could make. Okay, our partner plays the 6, and the declarer now comes out and says, well, I'm going to try to come over here and get to the hearts. And he plays the ace. Now he says, I'm going to hope that the remaining hearts are split such that I can throw away my two losing spades. So he leads the hearts, throws away a spade. Our partner trumps in with the 2 of clubs. So as we can see, our partner is still going to get another club trick. All right. He says, all right, I trumped in. He's trying to throw away those spades. Okay, so I'm going to take my king of spades. So he leaves that king of spades. Okay, and he drops the queen of spades that was in dummy. Now, what's even more interesting, because the declarer took that line of play, he's still going to lose another. He's going to lose the trump trick. But our partner now says, well, where can our partner, what can the situation be? Well, it says my partner might have either has a singleton diamond left or can trump a diamond. So he leaves the diamond. Okay, unfortunately, we being south, we have another diamond, and they have to rough it. So they roughed it. Okay, so we could have had that diamond could have been in the dummy's hand, but we're looking at the dummy's hand. Say, no, there's no diamond there. I know where the other diamond is. Okay, it's kind of hard for me to remember which one's dummy. Looking at these screens, it doesn't tell me very clearly on the screen I'm looking at. Okay, so at this particular point, the declarer says, I don't have any choice at all. He leads the ace of clubs, hoping to drop the king. Okay, and lo and behold, that doesn't work. He just has to now, he's missing the king, so we take the king. Okay, and he's going to get the rest of the tricks. But we've taken 6 tricks. The contract level is 2. We've already set him 1 trick. So by using our signals and so forth, we've been able to set this particular contract. Without those signals, we wouldn't have had any chance. He would have made this contract with ease. Okay, being able to talk to each other by the cards that we play is paramount. All right, let's look at hand number 3. Moving along. Here, the opponent, West opens 1 heart, East bids 1 spade. West says, okay, I'm bidding 2 spades. So what's that tell us? We know by that particular bid that West started out with 5 plus hearts and 4 plus spades. Okay, because he raised East 1 spade bid. Then East bids 4 hearts. So what do we know? We know now that they've got a double fit in hearts and spades, and that East actually prefers having the contract in hearts. So probably it's a 5 plus 3 fit, okay, versus a probable 4-4 fit. So our partner is going to make the opening lead because this is going to be against the heart contract. So let's take a look at both of those hands so we can see what the situation is, what logic our partner is going through. Okay, now our partner says, all right, we're going to lead. We're not going to lead hearts and spades in this particular situation. Definitely not, because if he led spades, he would be leading through the power of the person that bids spades. So he doesn't want to lead spades, and he doesn't want to lead hearts. Well, I could lead hearts actually in this particular situation, but decide, no, I don't want to. What I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to set up a trick in diamonds. Okay, and so he leads the king, and he's going to do the opening beat of the king of diamonds. Okay, and lo and behold, the dummy comes down, and we look at the dummy. Okay, we got to always look at the dummy. Okay, don't focus on your hand, focus on the dummy next, and say, gather the information. And we see that the dummy has just the 8 of diamonds, a singleton. So we go, okay, our partner has the singleton, the dummy has a singleton diamond in the suit my partner led. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a suit preference signal. So the 8 gets played. All right. Now, what suit do we want? Well, we want clubs. So what's lowish? We play the 5 of diamonds. My partner notes that and says, okay, if I get in, my partner wants a club left. He also looks at the dummy and goes, the dummy has the king jack. I hope my partner has the ace queen. All right, so the suit continues. The declarer takes the trick and says, all right, my challenge is I've got to draw the trump. Says I've got these good hearts. I don't have my trump. The diamonds in the dummy, and I've got a problem in clubs. So what I'm going to do, he's going to do, is I want to lead the queen of spades to take a forcing finesse. He's going hoping that the king of spades is in the south hand, and then he can take a forcing finesse. So he leads the 2 of diamonds. Okay, and he trumps the diamond in the dummy. All right. Now he says, all right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lead the queen of spades to take a forcing. This is a forcing finesse because he's got the queen jack and the ace over here. He can afford to take that forcing finesse to try to push out the queen, the king in my hand. So he leads. Oh, we're in the wrong suit. I'm sorry. We're in hearts. Okay, so he trumps with you're going to trump with the two hearts. Okay, and he's trying to avoid those spades. So he plays the diamond. Okay, and now he leads the queen of spades. He's hoping that I have the king of spades, and that he can capture my king. I play the 8. He plays low. Okay, our partner takes the king. Okay, and since he previously noted on trick 1, when I gave the situational suit preference that I want clubs, he now leads the club. So he leads the 9, his second highest. He comes around, and the declarer goes, well, I'm hoping that he led away from the king. Or in this case, he says, I'm hoping he led away from the ace. Okay, which is actually more probable than leading away from the king. Well, he could be leading away from the queen also because he has that. So he plays the jack, hoping he can force out the ace, promoting his king. Okay, but lo and behold, I take the queen. All right, now we play the ace of clubs. We can see there's 3 clubs in the dummy. The 10 comes out. Okay, and because we can count, we're paying attention, we know that the declarer has the king of clubs. All right, now what we're going to do is go ahead and lead another club for our partner in trump. Okay, now we can actually give a suit preference here. Okay, but we really don't have anything that we have a preference for, but our diamonds look better. So what we're going to do is we're going to lead lowish point towards the lower ranking suit, diamonds. Okay, and we lead that again. Okay, and lo and behold, he plays the 6 of clubs, and our partner roughs the contract, roughs the club trick. All right, and we take the first 4 tricks because we were able to communicate on trick 1. Let's go back to trick 1, where our partner led the king of diamonds. We noticed that there was a singleton. We gave the suit preference signal that we wanted a club. So everything came together when our partner won the king of spades. They could lead the club. We won 2 club tricks, led the 3rd club, our partner rough. So that's where everything comes together in a nice, neat package. Let's go and look at hand number 4. Okay, so in this particular hand, the bidding goes 1 heart, 4 hearts. So what do we know? Well, East probably has 5 plus hearts, 6 to 9 high card points. That's called the father dime convention. Okay, so our partner is going to make the opening lead. All right, now this becomes pretty easy. We come up here and look. Our partner says, well, what can I do? Well, I can make a temporizing lead. So he leads it. He's going to lead the ace of diamonds so he can get a look at the dummy. All right, and says, okay, partner's got the ace of diamonds. Okay, and we've got 5 diamonds. So we're going, well, if it's leading from 4, could be leading from just 2. You know, we may or may not want to get a continuation of that suit, but they play the 4 from the dummy. And it's pretty hard to tell whether we should play, ask for a continuation of the suit, but we know when our partner led the ace, they're denying having the queen. The ace will signify they have the king. Okay, but the ace, they would, if they had the ace, king, queen, they would have played the queen to begin with. So we don't want to have the suit continue. We'd like you to switch. Now, we can actually signal here by signaling high-ish, which suit that we want. We could play the jack, which would actually be an unusually high play, okay, on that ace. That would probably signal our partner that we wanted a spade. So what we're going to do is play a high-ish card that a high-ish card indicating that we, as our attitude signal, that well, we that we well, let me come back up here, because this is like I said, this is really a hard one here. Okay, if 4 gets played, and we got 5 of them, we probably know that our partner is leading from at least 2, maybe 3. What we do is we go ahead and play the 5 and tell our partner to continue that, because we want to see what's happening in the hand. We've got, that's 4, that's 8. So we know our partner's got the king, so it's 9. We know that this suit might get rocked. So what we're doing is we're going to ask our partner to continue the suit. Our partner's watching, and because we played low, that was a positive attitude, our partner continues with the king. Okay, and we'd also notice that when the diamond came out, the dummy, after having the first diamond played, that created a situation where the dummy only has 1. So we now because the dummy only has 1, we can give a suit preference signal. Okay, the dummy plays the 8. We're hoping that the declarer will have another 1. So we play the 7 diamonds. Okay, that's pointing. Our partner's paying attention, knows that that's the lowest outstanding diamond. So it's lowish. It says, my partner wants a club. I wonder. And lo and behold, the declarer plays the 2nd diamond. Now again, because 1, he did a temporizing lead, created the singleton in the dummy. We told him to continue the suit. He took the ace. We could now give a suit preference signal. You see how we have to look ahead too, to see what we can potentially do on the next trick, and how it's going to change things, and how it's going to enable communication between the hands. Now he leads the 9 of clubs, and again he tries to play the jack, hoping that I have to play the ace. I play the queen, I come out, I take the ace of clubs again. He plays the 10, which I know is because he played the 9 to begin with. The 10 is his next higher card. Because he didn't play low, I know that he started out with only 2. Okay, these are all things that you're going to be able to piece together in a couple more weeks. Okay, and I'm going to now lead a card for my partner to rough, and I'm going to lead the 5 of clubs pointing towards diamonds. Okay, and lo and behold, he trumps in with the 3 of hearts, and the king falls, and it says, well, my partner asked for a diamond, so I'm going to lead a diamond. Okay, it really doesn't matter what I want, because they have the rest of the tricks. But we don't stop signaling ever. We keep talking to each other throughout the entire hand, because who knows? The declarer we might have been able to set up another trick. But does it really matter? No, we took the first 5 tricks the declarer is already down to. Let's look at hand number 5. Okay, in this particular situation, the bidding started out with East going 1 diamond, then it was a heart. I've got 4 plus heart, 6 plus points. Then he goes to 2 spades. Hey, this is a reverse. We noticed that East did a reverse. What does that tell us? It says the opener has 5 to 6 diamonds and 4 to 5 spades and 16 plus points. Then West goes to no trump, okay, and which is a conventional bid, and a convention called Leventhal, but we won't talk about that. And East, per the convention, bids 3 clubs, and West then bids 3 spades, signaling a weak hand, an invitational hand, and bids 3 spades. It's saying he's got 7 to 8 points, and potentially 3 to 4 spades. And generally, it's going to be 3 spades. Okay, so let's go ahead. Our partner is going to be, well, actually, we're going to be on opening lead because we are now in the spade contract. Okay, now what do we know? Well, we know that East started out with at least 5 diamonds. Could have 6 diamonds. We've got 2, 4, 6. All right, so there's a probability that our partner has might have a singleton or void diamond. So what we want to do is go ahead and we're going to plan to give our partner a run. Okay, so we look at our hand and go, well, we would actually like a heart led back to us. So what we're going to do is we're going to lead a highish diamond. Okay, and we're going to avoid leading a 9 because we don't want to confuse our partner into thinking that this could be a coded 9 or 10. Lo and behold, the dummy comes down. Okay, and the 10 comes out. So even if we led the 9, the 10 would have been there. Our partner would have gone, oh, I know, that's not a coded 9 or 10. So, and we'll give your partner information. All right, so now your partner unfortunately has a diamond, but we placed the 9, and the dummy takes you place ace, and they place the ace, even though he's got the ace, king, queen, to try to confuse us. Now, when we led that 8, our partner played the jack. That gave us no relative information, but because we led the 8, our partner was paying attention and goes, aha, my partner wants a heart led back. He's got something in hearts. Okay, so, and he looks at dummy and says, the dummy has the queen of hearts. He says, the dummy has the queen, so my partner must have the king. Otherwise, he wouldn't have asked for hearts. Okay, so now the contract's 3 spades, and the declare says, well, I need that. What's he want to do? Let's look at all 4 hands so we can get a better idea of what going through the declare's mind. All right, the declare says, okay, I've got the king, queen, and diamond, so he's got 2 diamond tricks that he can win. And he's got his clubs are problematic because he's got two potential club losers. He's got 3 clubs in East and 4 clubs here, and he has a heart loser. Okay, so, and he's going to say, all right, let's see what I can do. He says, well, I think the best strategy at this particular point is he's going to want to see if he can draw if the trump are going to break. Now, this is a sort of a tough hand. So he says, well, let's go ahead and take a finesse. He's going, or see if we can drive out some of these cards. He's over here in his hand. He says, I need to get to the dummy. Okay. So what he does is says, I'm going to try to hope the diamonds break. I'm going to lead the king of diamonds. Okay. You lead the king of diamonds hoping that the diamonds are going to split. And what he wants to do is he wants to throw away clubs. He's going to try to throw away multiple clubs so he can reduce his number of club losers from two, potentially two, down to one. So he throws away a club here. He plans to lead another diamond and throw another club away. But lo and behold, our partner jumps in and roughs with the three of spades. Okay, and now our partner says, well, I can see that singleton heart on the board. He says, I don't want that heart to go away. My partner said they've got something in hearts. So he leads the ace of hearts. So he doesn't want to give the declarer the opportunity to throw that heart away on another trick. Okay? So we give our partner a positive attitude signal saying, hey, I like hearts. Continue the hearts if you want. Okay, it just reinforces what he did on trick one. But he says, okay, let's go ahead and develop a club. We need to develop a club trick. So he leaves the clubs. Okay, and we don't want to give away our jack, so we keep our jack, and the declarer takes the ace. Now the declarer goes, well, I've got to get those trump out. Okay, I don't want them to be able to take more tricks. So he leads the 10 of spades, and our partner covers with the jack. King gets played, and now the declarer goes, I hope that the spades break. He leads the spades, and we now can give a signal as to what suit that we want lit. Okay, now what we actually want is a club. Our partner showed the king queen, okay, and we have the jack, so we're going to point to clubs. We're saying, hey, we want a club, okay. Right. Now the declarer is in a quandary. It says, okay, I can lead a club. Okay, in which case I'm guaranteed to lose a trick, or I can lead a diamond and force out another trump. Okay, because I've got the top. He says he's got the top diamond. Okay, so he could actually, given the situation here, get rid of, this would be actually the best line of play. When I'm sitting here examining this, thinking ahead, he leads the queen of diamonds because that's the top diamond. He throws away a club. Okay, now our partner is going to jump in with the queen. They're going to lead the queen of clubs, because they've worked to set up that trick. There was no way that we could really signal, and now he's going to lead another heart. He has to rough in because I've got the king. I play low on that. Five is played out the dummy. Now he says, all right, I can lead the diamond. He leads the diamond. He roughs it. Okay, club gets thrown away, and now what they've got is he can now lead the heart and rough it, and he knows that he set up the leads the diamond, gets covered. He has to rough it, and guess what? We get the last trick. All right, because we communicated, we were able to set things up so that we could control the way the cards were being played. All right, let's go to number 6 and look at this hand. Okay. And this hand, the bidding goes 1 diamond by West, 1 spade, 1 no trump to 9, 4 Spades, he goes 3 diamonds, saying, hey, I've got game forcing points and diamonds. Do you have blockers in clubs and hearts? He bids 3 hearts, saying, I've got a heart blocker, but I don't have a club blocker. And they go, oh, crap. So East bids 4 diamonds and it gets passed out. Okay, so West is going to be the opening leader. Now, our partner, let's go ahead and see what our partner's got to say, is sitting here saying, okay, they avoided the clubs. So they didn't go to 3-no trump. They avoided the clubs. Obviously, I'm going to lead a club. I don't want to lead away from my king. I don't want to lead away from my queen. And in this situation, well, it might make sense. I could lead a diamond, but they avoided the clubs. So I'm going to lead the 3. I'm going to lead the 3 from middle up down. Okay, remember when we're leading from nothing, we're going to go middle up down to 9, having ace, king, or queen. Okay, and lo and behold, the dummy comes down and we see the ace, king. Okay, and so the dummy plays the king of clubs. And our partner says, all right, I want a continuation of that particular suit. So we play low. I like that suit. Good lead, partner. Continue it if you get the opportunity. Okay. Now the declarer says, all right, let's look at the hand. Well, what we want to do is we want to set up, he says, I want to set up the hearts. Okay, and he only has one opportunity to finesse the hearts. So he's going to do that. And what he hopes to do is that is for the queen to get the queen of hearts. Now our partner, so he goes ahead and he leads the 10 of hearts. Now we note that is leading a singleton, right? So we don't have anything that we want to play here in terms of forcing the declarer to play higher or anything. We can't beat the 10 either. So because that was a singleton, we're going to be able to give our partner a suit preference signal, okay, because that was a singleton. Now it applies whether we're leading the suit or they're leading the suit. So they lead the 10 and we play the 9, high-ish, okay? And it says, okay, our partner up here north sees that 9 and says, all right, my partner is telling me that he wants a spade led. Okay, so this is really important here. When they led that singleton, it gives me the opportunity to tell my partner, I want a spade. And he looks in his hand and says, hey, I've got the king. My partner's got the ace, maybe the queen, maybe the ace queen. This is cool. Okay, so it comes around and the declarer plays the 8. And our partner jumps up with the queen. Says, all right, cool. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and lead the 4 of spades. 4 of spades, we'll find out in a later lesson, says, hey, partner, I've got the king. Okay, so 2 gets played from the dummy. We play the ace. And we look at it again. We don't see anything there. We say, okay, what we want to do is we want to protect our queen because it's the longer suit. We play the 6. Out comes the jack. The king gets played. All right. He says, well, I have nothing better to lead. I'm going to lead another spade. Okay, so he leads another spade, and the 9 gets played. Okay, now, because we've got the 9-5 surrounded with the queen 8, we go ahead and play the queen. We know the 8 is high now. Now the declarer is going to go ahead and ruff this. Okay, and what he's going to do now is he's going to draw the trump, and he needs to be able to throw away 2 black cards. Okay, he wants to be able to throw away 2 black cards on the hearts. So, and he's actually going to succeed in that strategy. So what he does is he leads the 9 of diamonds. Okay, plays low. His partner plays that, and he plays the diamonds back, and lo and behold, he says, "Okay, I've drawn all the trumps." Okay, and he says, "Okay, now I've set these hearts up earlier. Okay, I'm going to leave the hearts, and I'm going to throw away my losing five of spades, and then I'm going to leave the king." He leaves the king of hearts. He knows his jack is also good. Throws away his eight of clubs. And lo and behold, he takes the rest of the tricks. Okay, but because of our signaling, we prevented him from setting up this another heart to throw away another loser, in which case he would have made 11 tricks instead of 10. So by playing the correct defense, we kept him from getting an extra trick. All right, well, that concludes the lesson for today. And want to thank everybody for attending, and that hopefully this has been helpful, and that you experience the joy of communicating with your partner on defense and taking those 4, 5, 6 tricks, whatever it is, that would be impossible to do without the signaling systems. So you guys have a great day. Bye for now.